Good morning. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network to educate, to enlighten, to entertain. I am your host, Lillian Cauldwell with Scam Damnation. And today we're going to talk about cashier's checks. Now, the baby boomer generation will remember that cashier's checks are cash. You go to the bank, you have them write it out, you sign it while your bank employee is looking on, and then you send it out via mail, but you first do wrap it a plain sheet of paper around it so it doesn't obvious what the amount is on the cashier's check, and you have it to mail out. Or you can have it because you're going to buy a product or a service and you're going to hand that person the check. Well, the scammers have gotten a little more advanced than that, and it's called Let's Play a Little Game. And basically what it is, the scammer sees something, an expensive item, a car, furniture, household items, a wedding dress, something that you don't want to carry the cash in your wallet. So what do? They have a cashier's check made out. And it's usually from a foreign country. A big primary spot is the Ivory Coast in Africa, but it's an international game, so anybody can play from any country. No one is safe. So they take a look, and there's two ways they play this game. One is you tell them how much it is, they prepare a cashier's check, and they buy the item. You take the check, and naturally you take it straight to your bank. You write your name on the back, pay for deposit only on the back of the check, you endorse it, or you endorse it to your bank, you take a picture of it, it's then added to your bank account for the amount paid for the item. Hold up, scammer is going to win, because when the bank clears the check, they find out that it's a fake cashier's check. So the scammer has your item, and you, on the flip side, have to pay the bank and reimburse the bank for the money you've just been scammed out of. And they do this all the time. So you should be aware that you ask for some form of ID, which is also can be a scam. And before you take it to the bank, there are websites that you can look up and use to help you determine whether the cashier's check is the real McCoy, which is an old saying. It means whether it's real or not. And there's a certain kind of paper with certain type of things within the paper itself that can tell you whether or not it's indeed a real check or fraud. So you need to be very careful. Just don't be so happy that you got $4,000 for that wedding gown that was 35 years old and your grandmother wore it, because it may not be the real deal and the money that is being presented to you. So how do you protect yourself from this type of scam? First of all, you need to protect yourself. You have to understand that although the bank may allow you to withdraw the money soon after depositing that cashier's check, that does not mean the check has cleared. So you might want to wait and check in with your bank to find out whether or not that check has cleared, so you don't owe money to the bank. Also, be cautious of transactions for the funds you deposit until your bank has received the money from the institution where the check originated from, or the true account holder of the originating check reports the fraud. And this can take up to 60 days. You're going to have to play it very cautiously. Avoid any situation where someone overpays for an item and demands that the extra money be returned. That's the other part of this scam. Part B, where they put more money on the cashier's check than they're supposed to, with the understanding that you're going to pay back the oversight on their part. So what happens? You get scammed out of your item, you refund them the money, and you owe your own bank money for what the scammer has just taken you for. Very important. If you are a victim, contact, and if you live in Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, which means that whatever state in the union that you're in, contact the Attorney General of that state. The U.S. Secret Service, they want to know if somebody from abroad is scamming you here in the States. It's not right. And also contact the Pennsylvania Department of Banking and Securities, which in whatever state you live in, you want to contact, for example, Wisconsin Department of Banking and Securities, to find out what you need to do in order to protect yourself. This program is brought to you by Ruby, RUBI.ai, Artificial Intelligence. So go over to https:// try, TRY, Ruby, RUBIAI.com /ESC73, where you can fool around with the product and watch a video. And I bet you 10 to 1, this is better than betting on horse races or dog races, folks, that you can use this all-in-one, all-inclusive artificial intelligence program. And as luck will have it, we're running a special promo up until the 28th of July, where you're rewarded for signing up for a $50 per month subscription. So please go over to https:// try, TRY, Ruby, RUBIAI.com /ESC73 and check it out. Also, if you are passionate about podcasting and want to know how to learn how to do it, contact me, Lillian Cauldwell, at pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com and ask about our 2-month podcast weekly certificate training program, an interactive course where you'll learn A through Z and hurdle over the obstacles that often stand between you and a successful podcast program. Or if you like, text me at 484-364-1032 and say, "Hi, my name is, I'm interested in signing up for your 2-month course so I can learn everything and to become successful in the field of podcasting, whether you're a middle or high school student, university or college, or continuing education, because those that don't learn AI will be left out." Thank you very much. You can catch this episode all over again at youtube.com /PW Radio Network, Passional World Radio Network, PW Talk Radio, on https:// passionalworldtalkradio.com. For the podcast training, you can reach it at https:// education.passionalworldtalkradio.com /masterclass. Thank you all very much for listening. And remember, please keep listening.